Hello. Okay, today I wanted to talk about buy downs. So this is again, as the market is shifting here, we're starting to see some larger concessions from the sellers, either to cover closing cost or buy down the interest rate. We're seeing people not having to bid up the price of homes, and in fact, probably getting it at the list price. And then as you go through inspection, maybe negotiating a seller credit to cover closing costs. So I want to give you some ideas on some of the numbers I'm seeing because one strategy specifically called the 2-1 buy down is a way that you can go buy a $550,000 home today for the same price as you would be paying, same monthly payment the first year as what you would be paying for a $450,000 home. So let me show you what I mean here. As I share my screen here, give me 1 second. Okay, so let's take, these are some numbers I ran for a client recently. So let's say we take a $550,000 home, this column here, 5% down payment, rates just below 6% currently. So you have a $3,500 payment and buyer needs about $33,000 at closing. The most common mistake that I see is that buyers go in and instead of asking for a seller credit, they go in and just offer less. So this column here is a $12,000 price reduction, so or a low offer. So instead of paying $550, they offer $538, and certainly that drops the loan amount and that drops the payment, but only about $70 per month. So in my opinion, we can do a lot better a few different ways. We've certainly used this column, this strategy here, about 5 times this past week to help people get under contract and get a significantly lower payment. So instead of offering 538, offer 550, but ask the seller to give you a $12,000 seller credit. With that seller credit, the lender can pay discount points to buy the rate lower. And in this example, we were able to buy the rate lower by 0.75%. Okay, so we're charging a lot more fees to do that, but they're all being covered by the seller concession. And by doing that, you end up with a payment that's almost $250 less per month. Okay, and the amount due at closing that the buyer needs is exactly the same. In some loan programs, not all loan programs, but some loan programs, there is also a different type of buy down. This one here is called the permanent buy down. So we're taking the seller's money, paying fees to permanently buy down the interest rate for the full 30 years. Okay. In this example here, this is called a temporary buy down, also known as a 2-1 buy down. So if we go in and offer again 550, negotiate the $12,000 seller credit, we can do what's called a 2-1 buy down, a temporary buy down. So in this case, the interest rate is still a 30-year fixed at 5.875, but for the first year, the buyer pays 2% below that. So they pay the equivalent of a 3.875 payment. And for the second year, the second 12 payments, second 12 months, the rate is 1% below the interest rate. So it goes to 4.875. And then years 3 through 30, it goes back to the 5.875. So it's not an adjustable mortgage. It's a 30-year fixed loan. But by doing something like this, the payment really is about the first year is $600 lower than doing a regular 30-year fixed at 5.875. That helps a buyer ease into home ownership. The second year, it's going to go up about $300. So it's still going to be savings of about $300 a month over this regular 30-year fixed loan. And then years 3 through 30, again, it's going to go back to the regular 5.875. The strategy behind this is that we feel like there's a recession coming in the next few years. There's probably going to be an opportunity to do a free refinance as a past client of Zenith. And so you can take these lower payments for the first year. Second year, it's going to go up a little bit. Third year, if rates never move lower, you still have a great historically low rate at 5.875. So again, it's not an adjustable mortgage. If they do move lower, that we can take advantage of a refinance, then we'll be able to refinance at that time. So this is all done the same way by offering maybe the list price, but negotiating a seller credit. The amount of the credit depends on the purchase price, the loan amount, taxes, insurance. So it's not an exact number, but this is a very good example of what this could look like. So if you're going to make an offer, reach out. If you'd like to discuss this in more detail, reach out. We'd be glad to help. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.